talking about fundraising, for me, developing fundraising strategy for NGOs is very much equivalent to developing a marketing strategy for a private limited company. In fact, I find fundraising strategy to be a little more complex and challenging than developing marketing strategy, because primarily here you're not selling any product or service or experience, and fundraising for NGOs at certain level is even more challenging than selling insurance. So yes, so before going ahead with my answer, I would say that I don't have a magic formula or any success mantra which would enable any NGO to raise millions of funds. However, I can discuss a few ways to plan your overall fundraising strategy in a logical manner, which will make things a little more simpler or lesser complex. So yeah, so fundraising for me personally is a very broad subject or domain, and at least that's what I think. So I generally like to break it down in three major different areas. First one, I can say that from an NGO's perspective, it is about a new project development, or getting a new client or a donor onboarded. Second thing is you are managing your existing clientele or relationship with your existing donors and etc. And third thing is more about your branding or digital marketing perspective. So I will take some time and discuss my views on all these three things. The new project development. Now, this is the most time-taking activity, where I think generally NGOs or social enterprises spend much more time, uh, and it actually is very time-taking thing. You should spend more time here. Uh, Generally, why the more time is spent, because we have a large number of donors in the ecosystem, and an NGO is unable, or a social enterprise is unable to decide whom to approach. And because we are unable to decide whom to approach, this leads to confusion and a messy strategy. Now, ideally, what should happen? Ideally, as an NGO or as a social enterprise, you should know your focus areas very well. Your focus area, your thematic areas, along with your geographical focus, your strengths and capabilities. All these homework should have been done before you go ahead with your fundraising thing. Now, once you have done working out these things, your focus area, geography, strengths, your internal capabilities, competitive advantage, everything, then you either develop an annual plan, and you work out on a number, say how much you want to raise. As say in the NGO, you developed an annual plan saying that I have to raise say 1 crore to meet this number of impact targets or to meet my X overhead cost. Now that becomes your target for your annual thing. Now, say after this exercise, see you have now already realized that you have 1 crore as a target to execute in this particular annual plan. What is next? Next is now you scan the opportunities which are out there. Um, Now that's where you can your donors comes into picture, and you can divide these donors into different categories. Okay, I mean there's no point saying that okay we have hundreds of donors available in the ecosystem. Let's go behind each and every one. No, don't do that. I mean you do a categorization of these donors as well. Say you have your government clients or projects which are generally available through tenders or RFP. Then you have CSR clients. Then you have your in case we are talking about smaller NGOs, then you the bigger NGOs are also a prospective client for you, because they also fund the smaller NGOs very well, or under different projects. Now then you have also have individual donors, HNIs, etc. So you do categorization of all these things, all these donors under different headings. I mean as per their category. Now, ideally, what should happen after this? I mean, you should ideally do profiling of all these people, all these prospective clients under different heads. You realize, you do research, you identify their thematic areas, you identify their geographical focus, you identify what sort of projects or their portfolio is, etc. All these things. I mean, these are all the things which you should analyze before, and you should have that dashboard ready with you when you're doing sort of a fundraising. And once you have done this, you also track their previous work, the portfolio, the sort of impact matrices they are using, what previously they have funded, what sort of impact matrices they use, what attracted them, what didn't attract them. all these things. I mean, what is their portfolio, what is their anti-portfolio, all these things. So you will get a whole overall idea that what are the focus areas, what sort of projects are they funding, what sort of work they are supporting. I think this will overall give you a bigger picture that okay, this client is meant for you or not, or this donor is meant for you or not. Now, after understanding all these things, now of course you do this data analysis, you explore, and then once you've done data analysis, you realize that okay, out of the 1,000 clients available or the 1,000 donors available in the ecosystem, these are the 15 donors only which have the same thematic area as my own NGO, the same geographical focus as well. These are some of the projects or portfolio which they have, which and previously they have supported our sort of projects and NGO. So let's now build a relationship with them. Now, once you are at this stage, now you explore among your network if you can get any formal introductions done with these selected clients. Now, in case you can get anything formally, you can get yourself formally introduced to these people, very good. I mean, that's the first thing. In case you are unable to do so, you explore your network and you couldn't get anyone to introduce you to these clients, you try sending cold emails to them. Now, sending cold emails is again, it should not be that cold that it does not really lead to anything, but these cold email should be warm enough with the quality content, which actually leads to some conversation going on. I mean, talking about cold emails, you should write about your NGO, some bit about your NGO, some sort of project which you've done, very highlights, and then since you've done the analysis of the past work portfolio, their work, their impact metrics, and everything, so you write in a crisp way what could be of attention to them or what could attract them. And it should not be lengthy email, it should be a very focused sort of an email with a call to action. Now, once you do all these things, um, still in the first email you don't get to hear back from them, you again write to them. I mean, it's a sales exercise basically. I mean, you first write an email, after 3 to 5 days you send a follow-up email, after say 7 to 10 days you send again a follow-up email. Still you don't get anything, you stop there. I mean, you should not really spam anyone beyond a certain point. Now, once you are done with this, second thing is you also connect these people on LinkedIn. I mean, these our LinkedIn or like relevant platforms or networking platforms. So you connect with them. Again, make use of when you are connecting on LinkedIn. There is a customized message you can write to someone when you're connecting. So make use of that, and then get the conversation going on the LinkedIn in case that works. Managing the relationship with the existing clients as well as the third part was managing digital marketing. So I will also touch on these two as well. So first talking about the managing relationship. So I think most of us know the value of managing a relationship, and as much as I mean, so managing relationship have 2 or 3 different matrices or different strategies. I'll just talk about all those 2 3 points which I think have worked for me in the past. One is you have to involve the agency in your project, and you have to involve them. You really have to make them feel different. You have to make them feel that they are the part of this project. They are executing it. So I mean, NGO might be executing it. You might have certain success story. You should share those success stories with with your client, with your donor. You should invite them in the different games in case you're organizing or any awareness session. I mean, any community interaction you can invite them, or any other events which you're organizing. Very important. Give them credit, acknowledge their support anywhere possible. I mean, if they're present in a event, acknowledge their support on a dais. In case they are not, still record the clips, share with them, acknowledging their support. In case you have banners, have their logo, their branding done. I think these are some fundamental things which really helps you building the relationship. Not only there are then high chances that you will get a follow-on support under the project, but there is a satisfied client who may also introduce you to clients. Now, the third part or the third aspect of this fundraising strategy, which I really would like to touch upon. Of course, this could be detailed session altogether, but I think digital marketing is a very critical, important part. So I will be briefly talking about, since I'm also not a digital marketing expert, but I understand fundamentals of it at least. So what, basis my understanding of smaller NGOs and development sector, I think so we are a little slow in terms of catching up with the latest trend, particularly the smaller NGOs and maybe community building organization, etc. They are yet to have that digital presence or significant digital presence, and if they are not having it, they are missing out on larger chunk of donors, and they are missing out on many opportunities. It is one of the most important aspects right now as part of the fundraising strategy. Current era, you can't really miss out on being you can't really miss out on being the digital platforms. Every NGO, in my opinion, should ensure that they have a presence on internet. A website is a must. A website, professional website, is a really must on your own domain, not on a free domain. It does not really cost you much, but it should be there. Your website should really contain all the basic details. It should not be that you have your domain marked free, but it should have all the basic details about your NGO, your thematic area, your geographic focus, your previous donor, your current and ongoing projects, your achievements, your impact numbers, your metrics. All these things could be there in one page if it is designed properly. But that one page could help you fetch 10 new different clients, donors, can get you thousands of eyeballs, could help you get few volunteers on board. I mean, it can, a website could help you in many different ways, not only in the donor or not only into your fundraising. Ideally, in case you have a fundraising team, that fundraising team should have presence on LinkedIn at least. Um, if possible, I'm not sure how feasible it is, but they should be doing content marketing, sharing their insights about the project, some impact numbers, some success stories on the platforms like LinkedIn or even Facebook or WhatsApp group in case you're part of any professional event groups there. I mean, all these things actually help you building that branding, that communication going on. You really don't know when you're going to hear from someone, because these are all a long-term exercise in terms of the marketing. You should ideally be doing your newsletters or monthly or bi-weekly or anything. I mean, recommended ideally. I should be doing it. It could be quarterly as well, but at least that's the way you build communication with your audience. Because in case you're working for last 4, 5, 10 years, you might have some certain number of network built up, and that's a good way to share updates with your network. Now, again, talking about a website, I think some certain points. Some websites should be SEO friendly. When someone is searching on Google, that your website should show up. I think all these things are basic. Does not really cost much. And once it is there, I think at least you have covered up a distance, because even in case to the first strategy of identifying clients, relevant client, you approach them, the first thing they are going to do is check up your website, because they really don't know, and the website helps you build credibility. In case you have some good clients in Abad or anyone, you should be there. I mean, that should be featured over there. Really will help